Scary stuff.
can
Sorry.
I piggyback off that
Yeah.
about making changes about yourself? One of the things, I don't know why this is so random way our brains work. You're talking about like making little changes and stuff. And one of the things when I help women and sometimes some men, when they're going through, especially a traumatic event, I saw this a lot in domestic violence survivors, people who were divorcing narcissistic spouses or abusive spouses. They would, they had absolved themselves so much in their relationship that they didn't know who they were. It was like that was their whole identity. And they would get lost. And I'd see people, honestly, I've seen it in my own significant other, just sit like not knowing what to do, just lost. And so one of the things I always say is start small and start with a hobby, something you always wanted to do, or you always wanted to read, you wanted to learn about, you wanted to go, you wanted to try, and start small, reinventing yourself, because it's that reinventing and finding yourself again that will help you find out, I taught school for 22 years. And one of the things is that I would always tell kids, especially as I got closer to like high school, senior age, what do you like to do? And kids are like, I don't know. I'm like, you do. You don't like certain things. But one of the things is that a lot of times I think, especially tell me if I'm wrong, but as women and moms and caretakers, we worry so much about caring for other people. We forget that we like things too. We were people before we had moms. We
Yeah.
were, you know? And so one of the things I like to tell people is go find what you don't like, and then you'll find out what you do like.
Mhm.
And so I'm just curious, has anybody else had that problem where they get so almost consumed in caring for everybody else, they forget what they themselves like to do and well,
I do too. I realized that my niece passed away last month, and I'm painting a portrait, not a portrait, but something. Her name was Lily, so I'm painting lilies for my brother. And as I'm painting these, I realized that when I was little, I would draw all the time. I would paint, I would draw, and that's something that I can do for me, you know. That's my special time. That's not work time. That's not mom time. That's not maid, cook time. That's not my second job time. That's just me. So yeah, I get it.
especially,
Yeah.
what about you, Rachel?
Yeah.
Do
Just
you have anything that you have found that you or rediscovered that you like that you forgot about?
about me or which one? Who?
Christina.
Oh,
Christina.
me?
Yeah.
So I've actually got quite a few. So my youngest she's 9 now. And so I feel like there's so much more. It's been this like hard balance, of course, between like I'm not needed anymore the way I used to be to now being like, oh good, I'm not needed the way I used to be anymore. And so just I mean, even it'll be a battle some mornings where like I get up and go to the gym because I try and do that almost every morning, 5 to 7 days a week. But sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, you're gonna go this morning? You're gonna go again?" And I'm like, "Girl, like, yeah, I need to." You know what I mean? So it's it's hard to have that balance and figure out the things that I like to do and want to do, um, but also not take away from the family time because I with work I am taking away from family time a lot, and I know that. And so the things that I like to do, like the crafting and all that, it's the balance I've kind of found with that is being able to do things like Easter, where I did this huge big scavenger hunt for all my kids,
Oh,
and stuff like that, so that I still got my like creative side going, the juices flowing, but it was for them so that I didn't feel guilty, because that's my thing. It's nobody else really. I mean, don't get me wrong, my kids do sometimes, help with the mom guilt, but it's mine to own, right? So, but that's been helpful for me.
Carlene,
Darlene, what about you?
wow.
Well, me,
Well, lately I haven't done it, but I love to go on a hike. It feels so good. It just, I don't know, for some reason when I do it, it just, you forget about everything. You just enjoying the nature. And I really love to, but for some reason sometimes I find excuse why I didn't go. But whenever I push myself to go, it feel good. I think as parents, mom, we always find, oh, we have to do this, we don't have time. We forget about us, you know. But we need to take care of us, because if we don't, we won't be able to take care of the kids, because we need to be happy too, you know, enjoy ourselves too. And my husband always go after me, say, you never do anything for you. You have to do this, you know, do things that you wanted to do. And that's something I have to really try very hard to do, to think about myself more than think about someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I like
the kids are going to be taken care of either way. So are you going to take care of them, and how are you going to take care of them? Like without all of you, or you happy, you know? So sorry, Christina, what were you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say I like that you said it that way because even those of us without kids, or even those without kids, it's taking care of anything else in life, whether we're taking care of something with
Mhm.
work or something with school or our stinking house plants or a cat, like those things, we're going to do them because we need to do them, right?
Mhm.
But how are we going to do them? Are we going to do them with happiness and energy and clear minds, right? Because we ate our fish, or are we are we going to do
Hey,
it?
you can just take omegas and I'll take that compromise. How's that?
Eat some peanut butter.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Yeah. Or
I
are we going to do it, in with upset and feel yucky because it's something we have to do and that we didn't really want to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
well, I think the only thing that really comes to mind when you said that, both of you, Carlene and Caroline, is nobody knows this, but I'm a widow. And I lost him 3 years ago. And I didn't have an identity. Like, I'd gone through a divorce, it was yucky. And I reunited with my first love and my first husband, and he went off to war. And anyway, when he got back, he was healing and going through his own stuff, and we got back together. And the last 10 months of his life, we decided that we were going to love each other the way that we destined to be, you know. And it was a sweet love story. But when he died, you guys, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I like to do, because my kids are older now. I'm, like I said before, I'm a grandma. I didn't know, am I a grandma? Am I my kid's mom? Like, oh, this is Zach's mom. You know what I mean? Like, is that my identity?
Mhm.
And so I literally had to go on a journey of exactly what Lacey said was, and oh crap, what was Jamie said, is step by step, you know, just figuring out what I didn't like and what I did like, and incorporating more of what I did like. But Curly, what you pointed on, when you go hiking and you're feeling all good, do you know what that's called? Endorphins. Giving yourself the healthy endorphin. So every time you give yourself a yes and a high five moment, you're feeding yourself the happy dopamines that you need in order to be self-sufficient and know what you like, and know how to be a good mom and a good caretaker and a good daughter, or, you know, whatever your issue is at the moment. But the more you can get into those pathways of figuring out what you do like, you become a happier person automatically.
I'm just curious, can I ask a question? Because you jumped on something and it makes me wonder, because I never had somebody ask me this question when I was young. And I'm the oldest of five. I have 9 kids between me and my significant other. I don't I don't teach this as much as I should to younger girls. And so, Olivia, I'm wondering, with all the stuff that you do on the ranch and stuff, do you feel like you take enough time or get enough time to yourself? Like, I just took my first, this is gross, because I just took my first shower in 5 days because I've been so busy. And so I'm wondering,
My hair is up in a clip today for that same reason. I get you.
do you feel like you get to have enough time when you're doing so much? Because I see in you, this beautiful, vivacious girl who's always there to help her dad, and you have other siblings, but you're the one who's primarily doing that, and you're doing double shifts and you're working too,
And school,
Yeah.
am I
Ah.
assuming that's right?
Yeah, yeah. So I do because I take like weekends. I'll
Oh.
make times to go hang out with my friends and then like go with my siblings or something. Like this last weekend, me and my siblings went snowboarding all day Saturday, and then we
Yeah.
had Easter Sunday with everyone. So I make sure that like I have my self time, but I also love everything I do. Like
Sure.
Matt,
Yeah.
I love being around all the coworkers.
Mhm.
And then so it's like I don't hate anything I do. School is challenging, but besides that, I really don't like I think I am happy with everything else I do. Yeah, I just make sure I have my own time.
That's good, because I think that's a thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I lost it. I mean, I've been a sibling since or a parent to my siblings since I was 12. And I didn't know how, like, I would half joking be like, I don't know how to not be a mom, but I really didn't. I'd always been taking care of everybody else's kids and making sure everybody else was doing, and I had, been parentified, taking care of my own parents and that kind of a thing. And Charlotte, I love that you touch on it. Like, we lose ourselves, and I don't think any of us ever like grudgingly says, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go take care of the kids." We love taking care of our kids, and we love
Right.
the mom and the grandma and stuff. But at the end of the day, you sit there and you're like, "Oh, I don't think I put on deodorant," and that's a thing for yourself. And I do this thing that I do on TikTok called vocal musings from my vehicle, and the other one the other day was, self-care is not selfishness. And somehow those have become intertwined. And I think we have to take that away and take it back and be like, it shouldn't be selfish to put on deodorant. It shouldn't be selfish to take a bath, and I think we forget that about ourselves sometimes.
I
Yeah,
love that you're being so raw. That's awesome. I do have a question for Olivia. Because of Ikari, how many hours do you think that you're on your phone?
So with my phone, I definitely have had to put time limits on my phone. So I give myself about an hour on each of my apps. So in total, I'm on my phone 5 hours a day.
And what do you do on your phone? There's no judgment, because hello, we are all
Oh.
guilty.
there's no judgment here.
No judgment. This is
Yeah.
just
So
raw, real, right? Credit.
Yeah. So when I'm at work, obviously, like I'll text my friends and stuff, and that's when I don't have the time limits. But when I'm at home, just on my phone, I love doing puzzles on my phone.
Okay. So you're doing brain teasers.
Favorite ever is to do puzzles on my phone.
I
Okay.
love that.
So that's good, right? But make sure that you do your research on this, because I want you to fact check me, okay? But it takes 2 hours for your brain to shut off. So if you're on your apps before you're trying to go to bed, it's going to take you longer, and you're not going to hit REM as easy as you would if you had a time limit before you go to bed. Does that make sense? Especially with Chiari, it's just a suggestion. Try it and see if that helps with the migraine, because do you have a screen on your phone that is a blue protectant screen? Because that's also something that triggers migraines, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have one on my phone, but in my glasses, I have like the blue light.
Yeah, the blue lens.
I have those in my glasses, but I'm not on my phone.
Okay, but do you use your glasses when you're on your phone?
Most of the time, yeah. I can't see.
Okay. I love how honest and raw you are, because it's really important, especially for your generation, to understand how easy the phones can be addictive, right? But if we just have the healthy boundaries, then you can pretty much help yourself with your headaches.
Yeah. And when I went down to primaries to meet with one of my doctors, they gave me like a list of things to do before bed too. And it's like, don't be on your phone for 60 minutes before bed at like minimum. And then it's like, if you can't sleep, still don't get on your phone. Just do something boring that will help put yourself back to sleep.
Do you have times when you can't fall asleep easily?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a white noisemaker?
No.
Okay, we'll talk. I have ideas for you to help yourself, but yeah.
So I wanted to piggyback off of Jamie really quick. It's like when your cup is not full, you can't pour it into the other cups. You know, you got a cup full of kids and a cup work and this. If you still need to fill your cup so you can have enough for it. If anyone needs that visual.